Hi there and welcome to the Barbara Young channel. Welcome to my Friday Sews. This week I've got a couple of items for you and a little thrift find to show you. So without further ado, let's get on with that. But first of all, I just have to thank Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room for creating the hashtag Friday Sews. So for those of you who have watched my videos recently or my other videos, you will know that I've been doing a bag. And the bag is to replace a bag that I've already got that sort of needs a bit of repair work, which is actually this one here, my green bag. I love this bag. This is such a brilliant bag. And as it's such a brilliant bag, I will be trying to fix it. Yeah, I've got some badges on there from places I've been to. And that's a fake front. And the Popper's magnetic clasp on this side. Now this one has two internal sections, one there and one there, and it's got some inner pockets. Now this also has an inner zip over the pocket section and then the big chunky zip on the outside. And this is where the problem is. Here, this section here, as you can see, hopefully, is all wearing out because the original bag, when I first made it, I made it out of this material, which is quite a, I don't know, it's almost like a sackcloth type thing, and it didn't work very well. So version 1 quickly got changed, and the outer, I took the outer off and remade the outer with this cotton canvas, but I kept the inside fabric as the same, so I used the inner lining. But I stuffed this bit with the chunky zip on as a sort of nod to the original bag, but as you can see, it has worn out and it needs to be replaced. But this is my sort of prototype bag that when I first made this, and it's gone through some changes during that time. So I've got to work out and try and remember how I'm going to be able to take these zip sections off. It's worn there as well on that one. How to take these zip sections off and then put it back together. And that's the repair I'll need to do to sort of fix this bag. Yeah, so there's a bit of work to work out how I'm going to do that, because like I say, the process was a bit different because this was like a prototype, so it's not quite the same as the bag as it is now. And the bag as it is now is this one, which, as you can see, it does have the fake flap on there, which is brilliant, but the panels and the parts that make up the bag are different to my green bag that I'd made. It is actually the same as the panda bag, only I've put a bit more. I try to put a bit more structure into this bag so it holds its shape a little better. It's not designed to be absolutely rigid in its shape, but it's better than the green bag, which virtually it doesn't have hardly any structure to it at all. It's quite a cloth bag. So let's have a look at this bag. But first of all, I'm gonna have to empty it out because it is actually full of all my stuff. Some bags, seating. Tissues, that's a nice scarf, silk scarf that I've got. You know, one of those ones you put round and it doubles up like that. You just sort of have it on. It's nice, sort of tucked in underneath and stuff. Ooh, tape measure. Look at that. I got that. That's a brother one. I think I got that. How did I get that? That I think was from Frock Tales last year when I went. They have a goodie bag, brush, face masks, diary, some other bits and pieces, deodorants and stuff. Whole load of cables. Who doesn't have some cables for their phone and headphones and stuff like that? I'll get and just take out the other bits. Like I say, I've got all the different compartments full of stuff because I am using the bag now. So there we go. That's it. it's now empty. So let's have a look at it. So what we've got is, let's start on the outside, is this bag that has that sort of look to it. There we go. With this fake front bit, just to make it sort of look nice, and also to, you know, just to give a bit of, I suppose, a bit of protection, because it does like stop people from going in. Of course, it's not totally sealed. There are gaps in this because of the way I've made it with the zip. But there you go. Look, starts off like that, and then on this side we have the magnetic clasp, and then I have one big flap with the chunky zip, and this one then has the two inner pocket sections. So we've got this top section, which is just, again, it's just open, throw what I want in there, and then the bottom section has these little inner pockets to put in there. So there's the bag section, these pockets, which make it really versatile, because I can sort of keep stuff in them, stop them from falling about all over the place. So it is fully lined. You see the material on the inside is different to the outer, which I quite like. I love doing that. And I designed it so it would have its own inner lining, which makes the bag more, I suppose, one, versatile, but also durable, because this outside layer is what really gets the wear. I know the inside does to some extent, and there's a bit of a stiffener in the centre divide section piece that's here to give it a bit more rigidity, so that it separates the two better. Now the fabrics for this is the outer is the cord, as you can see, it's corduroy, nice brown, it's a lovely feel, and the inner is this. I get the feeling it's just a good, nice medium weight cotton that's in there. Now both of these fabrics were from the swaps table from my sewing social that I go to, so that's brilliant use of other fabrics. So to whoever left the fabrics on the swaps table, thank you. The strap, which is a really brilliant strap, look at the colours on that, it's a fantastic strap, I like that. Strap was given to me by somebody from my sewing social. Thank you, Joe. That was very kind of you. So that's a brilliant strap to go with it, I think it really matches it. So yeah, so that's really nice, and of course it's a really nice adjustable strap, so it can be quite short, just over the shoulder, or as I tend to have it, about in the middle, and have it as a crossbody bag. And because of the size of it, it's a really nice size without being over big, without being over weighty. I can load it up quite a bit if I want. It can get heavy, but it holds quite a bit of stuff because it's a reasonably good size. So yeah, that's a really nice bag, and I enjoy having that and being able to use it, because it helps keep all of this stuff that I have in one place, rather than just filling up pockets, because that's what we seem to do at times, isn't it? If we don't have a bag, we just fill pockets up. Yeah, so that's a great bag, and that was a really nice make. It's a little bit involved, that make, to make that bag, because it is a self-drafted bag. I've designed it myself. I'd like to make it a little bit easier, but the way that it sits means that trying to have it so it's got less panels and less parts to it, bit tricky. Still a work in progress, but it's good enough that I can make and repeat it. I can repeat the process to, you know, I've got one there, another one there, I've got a couple more that were practice ones. But yeah, all in all, a great little bag. Okay, the next thing I've been working on, and this is something that's very different for me, something that I've always sort of steered away from, because I know that they can be a bit tricky to make. And it's a pair of pants, or trousers as I would call it, but I know that the pattern calls them pants, so that's what I will call them on this occasion. Yes, pants. Something I've always thought was quite a tricky thing to make. So what I've done is I found one of my patterns that's a really simple pair of pants. It only has effectively 2 parts, 2 pattern pieces to it. So I thought I'd give that a go and see if I can actually make a pair of pants. So let's have a quick look at that. Now the pattern I'm following is the Simplicity 4789, which is actually like a wardrobe pattern. So there's several items on there. We've got a little top. We've got like a dress, is it? I don't know, pinafore type dress. Then you've got the pants, and then you've got a jacket and a coat. So you can make several items with that pattern, which is really brilliant. I might have a go at a couple of the other items on there. The jacket looks quite nice, and I do fancy that that dress as well. So I'll have to give them a go at some point. But the pants is what I was interested in. So it is really a simple pair of pants. You have a front that you cut twice and a back that you cut twice, and then you stitch them up, and you then put some elastic in the waist, and that's it. Now, I've done a mock-up of them, and here is my mock-up. As you can see, there's nothing fancy about them at all. You know, that's an ordinary pair of pants. Yes, there's some lines on it and stuff where I've drawn on it so I get to understand the shaping. And actually, when I did this and I put them together, I thought, that's not going to fit. So I put them on, and actually they're not too bad. They're quite good. They fit really quite well. So I was quite surprised. I think I used size 12 or 14 on the pattern to make these. And then once I'd made them, I started looking at the waistband. Now I'll just come a bit closer. I started looking at the waistband, and what you're meant to do is it gets to the top here, that's the top, and then all you do is you're meant to turn it over to form a pocket, as it were, a channel, and then you put your elastic in there. But I decided I wasn't very keen on that. So what I've done is 2 things. One, I've created an actual waistband that I've put on the top there, and I've put a zip in on the side. So it's got a side zip. Now, that should make it easier for taking on and off, because obviously you have to account for your hips with these, because if you make it, if you got, as it were, like me, I got narrow hips and a thick waist, means that the hips is the most important part to get right. But you want it to be fairly sort of close enough fitting that it's not baggy. So I thought, well, if I put a zip in, if you make it from something that's got a slight bit of stretch to it, it might work fine. But I thought, okay, I'll do it with a zip. So there we go, a zip, and put a waistband on it. By putting the waistband on it, I have found that it's a little long in this body section. So I can shorten this part here, probably only by about an inch or 2, maybe, yeah, probably a couple of inches, and then it'll probably sit, this waistband will sit properly on where I want it to sit. I say this is just a mock-up from I was going to say from bedding, but actually it's the lining from some curtains that I thrifted the other week. And they've worked out quite well. Now the thing is with this particular pattern is I don't have any real fabric that's going to suit making those pants, because it does say on the back here, suggested fabrics are lightweight denim, corduroy, twill, lightweight wool and wool blend, excuse me, challis, suede silks, rayons, brocade, velvet, double knits. I imagine this is obviously also for different parts of the design of the different items you can make. Linen blend, suede cloth. So yeah, there's quite a lot of different fabrics I can use, but they're all slightly heavier fabrics. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to have a look and go and find some fabric for them, because I don't really have anything that's quite like that in my stash. of fabrics, which is a shame because I usually prefer to try and use what I've already got. So yeah, so I'll have to find some fabric to make these pair of pants, and then do a slight bit of adjustment on the top there. Find an invisible zipper to put in instead of this big chunky one. This is just one I had hanging around that seemed to, so I could see how it worked. Yeah, and then hopefully be able to make a simple pair of pants. And that'll be my first foray into making some pants, which yeah, I'm quite looking forward to having. And if they work out fine, they seem to be okay, then I'll probably make, you know, 2 or 3 pairs of them. Because even though I prefer to wear skirts, that's my preferred choice of clothing, there's also times when you have to wear pants. You know, pants are the preferred item, a more practical item to wear on a day. So I thought I'd have a few pair of pants and give myself a go at seeing how it is to make them. And the last thing I've got to show you is something that I thrifted recently. I went and did a little bit of thrifting and found this this particular thing. It's a book, and as soon as I saw it, I thought, well, yeah, I like the look of that. It's sort of, the title is almost a little tongue-in-cheek, as it were. The book is called Inside Out, A Brief History of Underwear, and it's that one that I found. Cost me the sum of £1. I just thought, yes, that looks brilliant. The book is by Shelley Tobin, special photography by Andreas von Eiseldale, and it is actually published through the National Trust. It's got their little logo on there, so it's from the National Trust who've obviously authored and had this book published. It's from 2000, so been around for a little while, but not too long. So yeah, so that's looking like a great little book that I can read through and have a read and get a brief understanding of underwear through the ages. There's some lovely pictures in here, and some lovely garments. So yeah, that's a nice little find that I found when thrifting. So that'll be enjoyable to have a little read of. Inside Out, A Brief History of Underwear. I just love that title. I think it was brilliant the way they thought that one up. And that's it. There you go. One make finished, another one progressing, and a thrift find. So there you go. That was my week, and that's what I'd managed to get done. I've got a couple of other things I'm just about to start on, but I'll talk about them in future weeks as I get through to doing them. So there you go, that's it. That's my week. Nothing else to tell you about. If you like my video, please do give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you'd like to. Click that bell icon, you get notification when my videos come out. Please do comment. I do love reading your comments. It's always nice to hear what you're thinking, what your thoughts are, and what you've been up to. So I think it's just left for me to say thank you very much for watching my video. I look forward to seeing my next video. Bye.
Yeah.